Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me episode. I've been saying the episodes wrong for the last 4 weeks, just so everyone's aware. Episode 336. Really? Yes, I have, guys. I have. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Crash. Crash, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Your hair's looking even better today. I think it's.
I just
still
stepped
wet.
out the shower and
It's still wet.
Yeah.
When I've got an afro. Well, not an afro,
Yeah.
because I've never really had apart from that time, I did have a big afro. But like when my hair's a little bit longer, when I step out the shower, my hair goes all curly. And I'm like, I could do this. But then once it dries, I'm like, this just looks like a picky mess.
There's a routine that you gotta do for your hair fix. That makes your hair look good. Yeah, you're supposed to wash. Like when you wash your hair, you're supposed to only use shampoo twice a week because shampoo is actually bad for your hair.
I don't shampoo my hair all the time. I've got natural greases.
Yeah, and then afterwards, whenever you shampoo, you're supposed to put certain stuff in your hair. You're supposed to wrap your hair in a silk towel or a do-rag or something like that.
There's got time for that.
Steps. It's a lot of work.
Look,
I'm not saying it's not.
I never claim to be the hair connoisseur around these parts. I'm just
understand.
Matt, we're gonna get to you. But if I don't call this out now, it won't get called out. Did you see that? Did you see that? Look at that cup, Matt.
Here's what I'm gonna say. This is one of the cups. You can see it on the side. I'll show you.
If you're not watching the video version, go to the video version. We are literally
one of the cups that when they change when they heat up. So when I grabbed the cup, it was all black.
Wait, and what was it? Xbox?
Oh, you didn't know?
No, it's PlayStation. It's just all black. It's just normally an all black cup.
This is awful. What a terrible start. And the one and only Matt P. video. Crash, should I just show you something to show you how bad a poser I am? This is my wallet.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Well, now we know who Fix is paid by.
How the turntables
when we accuse Fix of hating Halo, it's not really like the Fix really hates Halo. It's just being paid to hate Halo.
Guys.
Makes sense.
Want to make it worse? At Christmas, we played with these playing cards.
What is that? Oh.
I know.
Is that just a deck of normal playing cards? Is that just a deck of normal playing cards?
I can't.
You know what that really was? That was Fix just showing off. It was just him finding a way to.
I was stunting a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you all. They're just PlayStation. Look, the PlayStation playing card. Again, we're getting too carried into this. And the one on Matt P video. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Merry Christmas all. Merry Christmas all. Happy New Year. When is this one going out? This one going out.
New Year. This will be New Year.
New Year's Eve or New Year Day?
New Year's Eve. No, yeah, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve.
Well,
Happy New Year.
I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year.
No, don't date us because people really. Look. We both know I'm gonna.
Fix is gonna put it up late.
We both know I'm gonna put this up late. Yo,
the podcast.
Listen to this, everyone. Listen to this.
I felt bad about it.
Podcast doesn't go up. Yeah, Christmas Eve. Yeah, I'm on the bed watching a film with Haley. Message comes through the group chat. Is the podcast going up? And I'm like, this motherfucker, it's Christmas Eve.
Here's why. We talked so much about it going up on Christmas Eve on the podcast.
I know.
And then we also mentioned at the end of the podcast that you should tweet Fixer and have a go at him when the podcast isn't live when it's supposed to be. And so I thought, well, nobody's heard that yet, so I'll have to do it.
And you did. So I got off the bed. I had to climb from over there, literally over there, all the way over here. I had to export the audio. I had to thingamajiggy it. I had to do all the stuff. Honestly, it took me about 2 minutes and it was up. So, yeah.
Also, Fix, you said you don't take holidays for this podcast, so
I didn't. I jumped out.
I know.
I don't. Even quality time with my beautiful. That was beautiful, not beautiful. Everyone, calm down. Fiance. I was like, no, the podcast's more important. Move yourself.
You clearly just need to get Haley into GTA RP, right? And then you can be a couple in GTA RP, and then you're just living your best life.
We want to do the opposite. That's what we're saying. We want to do the opposite.
You're gonna be rivals.
You're gonna be. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I like that. I like that storyline.
Because I want someone not to know that we're actually dating, like we're actually go out with each other. Because I think that would be even funnier. Like some other woman that I'm with trying to tell Haley about me and like my mannerisms or something. And Haley's just like, how weird. How weird. If you didn't know, this is my Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, where we talk all things Xbox. I've got to be honest with you, last 3 weeks have been a bit slow for news. So we've kind of just spoken about us and our lives and what we've been up to and the games we've been playing and just bringing you some content. An hour a week, once a week, every week. We never miss a week. If you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. We will have some new stuff going up soon. We're not going to hit January 1st. It's not going to happen now. I've got to be honest with you. January 1st is like my Patreon anniversary. I think this is the 6th year I've been doing Patreon and stuff, which is crazy. But I've got some new emotes coming from my Twitch channel for January 1st.
Nice.
I showed the other day. They're very pretty. Very, very pretty. Do you see them, Crash?
Nope, I have not seen them.
They got tweeted out the other day by the artist. She was like, check these out. And I was like, I haven't announced them. Oh, God, don't worry about it. It's fine. You own the copyright to them anyway, which is weird, you know, when you pay someone. Anyway, I'm going to go off on a tangent. Don't worry about it. If you want to get the show early, patreon.com/mcfixer. If you want to support us without paying anything, make sure you hit the review button over on Apple Podcast Services. And, of course, Matt P., the main one, which is now your new pusher, which I'm holding it all down to you. You better get that podcast
fair enough.
up. That's you.
Is there a way to see how many people have reviewed it on Spotify? I don't think so, right?
No.
But then I go onto other podcasts and I do see how many people have reviewed it on Spotify.
So maybe we don't have enough.
Maybe there's a threshold that we haven't hit yet. I don't know.
I could have sworn I saw it. Let me check.
Because like
I'm looking now.
Go to like a Kind of Funny podcast or something. I swear it's like 600 and something reviews, and then you go to ours and there's
no
little number.
Yeah,
there.
we do. There is one.
Oh,
yeah, right.
How many people we got?
We've got 4.8 out of 5.
Hold on.
And we've had.
Hold on. Who did that to us? We've only been pushing this
Wait,
for a
no.
week, and somebody's given us a 4-star review.
You guys shouldn't have put any pressure on it because last time when we talked about it last week, it was at 4.6.
Oh,
it's gone up.
So,
we've got 20,
somebody
26 reviews.
That's pretty good.
At a 4.8.
Well, I know 4 people that have definitely done it, which Crash. I know 3 people
yes,
that have
I
definitely
did.
done. Okay, I know 4 people that have definitely done
right
it. Me, Matt P, Crash, Haley's done it. Matt P said your nan did it.
My girlfriend did it. My dad did it.
Oh,
my nan
shout
don't have
out to your
Spotify.
dad. Shout out to your dad. What? Should I have Spotify? What a loser. What sort of a nan is she? What sort of a nan is she? But yeah, go review us on those services. I'm gonna check I'm gonna check Apple Podcasts, see if we got a review over Christmas, shall we? Let's see. Let's have a look. I mean, no. Oh wait. Oh, we did. Interesting.
Ooh.
This one's from Professor Bloom, who says, love listening to the podcast every week. Gets me through... This is 5 stars. Great content, by the way. Love listening to the podcast every week. Gets me through the week as I'm a courier out in the road all the time. Keep up the good work. Crash, Fix, and Matt P. P.S. Where's my PlayStation and Me?
Ooh. You got a pilot episode of that like 6 months ago. Go and listen to that again. Enjoy it.
Just keep listening to it once
a week. Every week. Yeah. Pretend like it's new news every week.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I guess that's a question for me. Where's my PlayStation and Me? We did the pilot, and I wanted myself, Mr. Midas, and my friend Rahul to do it, because they are PlayStation nerds. Like, nerdy PlayStation people. And then I realised I didn't want to do that, but I've flip-flopped on this idea for so long. The point is, the feed is there. We have I pay for the podcast feed. It's there. The YouTube channel is there. So, you know what? Who knows? If I think it would bang. If I'm being honest with you, I think it would bang. But do I want to commit to another podcast? I don't think so.
He's already too busy for this podcast.
The assets are there. The logo is there. Everything is done. Like, I did all of the groundwork to get it ready, but it'd have to not be reliant upon me, would be the thing. And as both of these two can contest above me, I don't do a great job of letting go of things that I own and on mine. I'll be honest with you. It's something that I'm working on, but it's not something that I'm good with. So, maybe? What? Quick question. Would you do it, you two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Crash, that was Crash. Oh, Crash.
What?
Oh. Well,
What?
no, because
Man's
I
got the
wouldn't-
mug, do you know what I mean?
The difference is, I wouldn't be as anal about that one, I guess, because this is, the problem with this is I've been doing this for 330, what did I say, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Never missing a week and stuff. I'd be down to, just building channels are so hard. Like,
Yeah,
you
100%.
got to realize, like, our boom of a podcast where we started to get real decent numbers as of lately is because of doing unlocks and stuff like that, right? That's where the big boom came from. And other podcasts is obviously I did a few others that have helped grow us immensely. When you start promoting things, it becomes really hard because, like, oh, what do you have to promote? Oh, I do my Xbox and me, my PlayStation me, my Nan and me, my brother and me. It becomes like what the hell do I promote? If everything was just on the my Xbox and me, the MC Fix channel, maybe it'd be easier. But because it's everywhere, it becomes hard. And then I'd start going, oh, should we do my PlayStation and me? But maybe we'll do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Professor, we'll see what happens. We'll see. No, we probably won't, but we'll see what happens. All right? I'm sorry. Thank you for the lovely review, though. 18th of December. 18th of December.
Oh, there we go. So it was a recent one.
Yeah, it
Fair
was
enough.
a recent one.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Topic of the show this week, everybody. How was your Christmas? I know, Crash. I'm sorry. Again, I'm really sorry.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry. I feel bad.
It's
I
fine.
do feel bad. Well, look, let's start with you. Did you do anything?
I stayed at home. I did nothing.
Normal day.
Nothing was different. Nothing like no grandkids come round to see your mum and dad. No aunties and uncles out here playing Nintendo pitch because you guys don't have Nintendo Switches. I've heard over in America they sold out. Black Friday, everyone was fighting each other.
I have a Nintendo Switch, so whether they're sold out or not, I have a Nintendo Switch. My brother has a Nintendo Switch.
Did you not see the meme tweet going around about the PS5?
No.
No, I have not.
So you know, like those old, the old like knockoff consoles you'd get, like if you went into a Walmart and you've got like you know what I'm talking about, right? The plastic looking things.
Yeah.
There's one that's literally looks exactly like a PS5, and people were tweeting out like, "Oh my god, my girlfriend got me a PS5 and stuff," and it was that instead. So yeah,
That's heartbreaking.
that's hilarious.
Heartbreaking.
It's
I hope
very
they were just
funny.
memeing. I hope they were just memeing because that's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be. I got it for $29.99.
It was really cheap. Imagine they paid the full $500 for it.
Off eBay. Oh my god.
Or got it off a scalper for 700.
Even worse. But yeah, did you do nothing then, Chris? Nothing different.
Nothing different.
Fair
Same
enough.
old, same old.
Did you play some games? You sat at home all day? What are you playing?
We'll get to the games.
Yeah, we'll get to the
Oh, okay.
games.
All right.
Matt. What about you, Matt? I'd say, Mr. Matt, I'm not gonna lie to you. We learned a lot last week about you as a human being. Now I said to Haley, I come off the podcast, I was like,
The Milky Bar
he's
Kid.
fucking Welsh. I was like, fuck. I thought it was English. So, how was a Welsh Christmas?
It was lovely. We my sister owns a restaurant in my hometown, and so we went there for Christmas dinner.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was good. There was, lots of lateral flow tests to make sure everybody was okay to go out and see Nan and stuff. But all went well. All went very well indeed.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, we're learning so much about you on the podcast. The and me part of this podcast is getting real deep, I like it, Crash doesn't celebrate Christmas. He doesn't own a Nintendo Switch. He has a Nintendo Pitch. Matt P's sister owns a restaurant. And he has a Nan. We've confirmed that now. Wild.
Without Spotify.
Does it have Spotify? Yeah.
It doesn't. My Christmas was decent, actually, this year. And I had a thought during my Christmas because I went to my mum's house. Shout out to my mum. She did a lovely dinner. But we ended up playing Switch.
Ooh.
Which, in my head, I said to Hayes, we'll bring the Switch with us. They've got Mario Party. We'll bring the PlayStation with us. They've got Knowledge is Power, which I don't know if you know what that game is. It's the quiz game.
Yeah.
Which I've got a long rant about that soon as well. So we're going to be dissing PlayStation in a second. And then I was like, what should we bring the Xbox? What party games do they have on there? And Xbox still don't have a party game.
They got a couple of Jackbox games on Game Pass.
But I can play. You can't. I don't
You
really
don't
like
need
those games without
Jackbox.
streaming.
You don't need
No.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, when you think family, the Game Awards does the family awards.
Yeah.
Xbox need a killer IP in that category, something that gets the family involved, because they did it with the Kinect, and that was never coming out at Christmas. That was never going to happen. Too much setup, too much work, not enough space. All of those things, too much. And I was just like, man, Xbox need to go and get. You know what I'm thinking, Crash? You know that Plumble Party game on PC? They need to go and grab that.
I don't know why it's not on consoles at all.
Don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
They need something. They need something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Plumble Party would be
Go on.
fine.
Yeah. Well, Plumble Party, there's a bunch of other knockoff ones out there.
Yeah.
They need to go and get those in the idea Xbox camp. Be like, yo, we want you. We want you in Game Pass day one. Pay them what they need. Give me a reason at Christmas time to be like, Mum, look at this Xbox. It's amazing.
Or what would be really cool is if they were to do like an in-house Xbox themed one where you're playing
Crash.
mini games based off other games. That'd be cool.
Crash, I've tried.
That'd be cool.
I've pitched the idea to this podcast at least 20 times in the last 5 years, honestly.
And you could use Xbox avatars, and you finally have a reason to have an Xbox avatar.
I made a video on
it's like you're going through a theme park or whatever. It'd be very interesting.
Don't do it to me, Crash.
I can daydream on this podcast, can't I? Every once in a while.
Do you know how good it would be?
Yeah.
Do you know how good it would be?
Especially if they do end up doing a cloud streaming TV app as well, and then you even go to take the console. That could kill it, right? Like, if you're thinking, oh, I've got to unplug the Switch and pack up the Switch and unplug the PlayStation, pack up the PlayStation to take to somebody else's house. Whereas they have a smart TV. I can just download the app and then stream a Jackbox-like game straight in.
My mum does not have a smart TV. She refuses.
Just a dongle.
She has a Sky Q
and a Fire Stick,
which has pretty much made her TV a smart TV. So now she's finally upgraded to listening to music on YouTube.
Wow.
And I was like, God damn it. But then I plugged in the PlayStation, was like, can you change to the next HDMI? And she didn't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah, change the source, yeah.
I was like, push the AV button. No, I don't know. She had it written down on an envelope because she got a Fire Stick, and my uncle wrote down step by steps of how to change it.
Yeah.
My mum's not that old, everybody. She's only 54.
Yeah, but when you get out of touch with technology, it becomes overwhelming very quickly.
No, she's just a giant pain in the ass, to be honest with you. And doesn't want to.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. She threatened to beat me up. I can't agree with that. She
threatened to beat you up once, Chris. That's true.
Yeah, this is true.
It happened.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, it happens. Matt, don't worry about it. But yeah, end up playing Mario Party, smashed everybody, as I do always. Destroyed them, Chris. Destroyed them. Then was like, oh, we'll play some Knowledge is Power. So me being the dumb that I am, I don't think this is a dumb one, let me know. Brought the PS5 with me to play Knowledge is Power, thinking, of course, everything's backward compatible. Of course this will work. Turned on Knowledge is Power, downloaded the app, tried to play, searching for PS4. Nothing. Searching for PS4. Nothing. What the hell? What the hell? What a joke.
Is there a PS5 version of the game that you have to buy?
No, because it was the app.
Yeah. It's the app that's still searching for the PS4. They haven't updated the app.
There was a whole thing was like, oh, you might be able to do it by going in and getting your IP address and nobody wants to do that Christmas Day. All right?
No.
Nobody wants to do that. So we ended up watching bloody Coronation Street. And I was pissed. I was pissed, Fresh. I was like, I just destroyed them all. So I ended up leaving like about an hour later. I was like, I'm going. See you later. 8 o'clock. I was out of there. But yeah, don't do backwards compatibility if you ain't going to do it properly.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that happened on Xbox? No.
Well, I mean, I think it just shows how many people are still playing those playing games, right? Like, that was a bit of a flash in the pan, wasn't it? I liked them too. I really liked them. I remember playing them a lot.
There was that one, and there was a monkey one that I really enjoyed. That was like
I'll be honest.
Party. Yeah.
Never heard of these games.
These are like the mobile game ones.
You play them all with your phone through the PS5. They were like
no,
a
not through the
big deal
PS5, Matt Bay. Not through the PS5.
PS4.
through the PS4.
Not through the
PS4.
PS5. Absolutely not.
That's such a weird thing. I guess it's one of those that fall into whenever they were like, oh yeah, not everything's gonna be backwards compatible, and everybody was like, almost nothing is gonna be backwards compatible, and they were like, no, most things are, just a few things aren't.
Yeah, I just didn't think an app wouldn't be able to be updated to work on another console.
I would assume that they're just like, it's not worth it.
There's so few people
100%.
playing it. And I was the one smuck, like, I'm the guy
this will work for sure.
Because it's the one game my mum will play, because it's just a quiz game.
Yeah.
You know, like, even getting her to play Mario Party was a nightmare, bro. Like, honestly, it was like, I don't know what to do. Every time there was a 2v2, it was me and her as well. And I was like, Mum, come on! She's just awful.
What I was going to say is the amount of people who are still struggling to get PS5s as well. So, like, to narrow that audience that are playing Power's Knowledge down even more into people who have got PS5s and still want to play Power's Knowledge, I think you're the only one, Fix. You're the only one.
Knowledge is power, but sure, I'll allow it.
Sure, whatever.
Big fan.
Big fan.
I think I remember playing that once.
It was a good God. It doesn't matter. But Xbox need those games. In my head, they need something like that,
especially on Game Pass.
With Game Pass, even better, right? Because if you do get a certain few people that want to play games, like, don't get me wrong, I love board games. I'm a big board game fan. I host a board game show, but there's something special about bringing around a piece of hardware somewhere and be like, look at this cool thing that we can all do together. But yeah. It was
I also think it's more relaxing playing on a console than it is on a board game.
Sat on the
where it's like, find a spot. Yeah, it's like, let's find, we're going to sit on the table, and like one person's going to have to sit off to the side unless you have a smaller table that can fit 4 people perfectly. It's a whole mess sometimes.
100%. 100%. But everyone had a good Christmas other than Crash because he doesn't celebrate. Cool.
I didn't have a bad Christmas.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. I mean, that's probably better than 99% of people, Crash.
That's true.
If we're being honest. Shout out to our Patreon producer, Erin Gard, and FNH Paul. Thank you for keeping the show on the road. Let's jump into Fix the Sack. We got one question. What are you going to say, Matt? Go on. Hit me.
No. I was clapping the Patreon producer.
You were like, pick me, boss, pick me.
No.
Not really a Xbox question, but could it could it affect where certain third-party games might go in the future? If the rumored PlayStation getting a Game Pass-like service is true, do you think they will match the same prices to Xbox Game Pass / Xbox PC Game Pass / Ultimate? And do you see PS5 titles or even third-party titles hitting their service day and date, or coming to the service after the big sales rush of those games? From Yami. I'm eating. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Can you repeat the question, I guess? It's it's an interesting one, right? Because right now, we clap PlayStation, we clap Xbox for Game Pass, especially. Even if their third-party lineup, which is obviously much better than what it was even 6 months ago. Like, if you look at it now compared to then, humongous glow up. But I think PlayStation are a little bit too far behind already. And it's something that Xbox have always been good at, right? Xbox are good at software. You can talk smack about whatever you like about the Xbox One back in its original days. The ideas that they had with Always On and sharing games and software-wise, they were just too ahead of their time was the problem.
Yeah.
And PlayStation, to me, are always good. They've been good at hardware for forever, ever since the PS1. But I personally have never loved their software in terms of... I've enjoyed their games, obviously, but I mean, like, UI and things like that is not something I've ever enjoyed when it comes to PlayStation. And I feel like all of that matters in this conversation that we're going to have. I think PlayStation also not putting their games in their day and date, like their first-party titles, instantly tells me that it's a second fault for them, where Xbox putting everything in their day and date shows that they are committed to the platform and committed to the software. PlayStation, I don't... from a third party front, I think yes, there could definitely be a bigger conversation to be had, and it's going to come down to whoever's got the deepest wallet, I assume, especially for a game like Outriders, a game like Outriders. What else did they get? Sort of on a third, Bat for Blood, things like that.
Yep.
Those games now, yeah, there's definitely going to be a big conversation. Even though Bat for Blood probably never again now because Turok just been bought by Tencent. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think the conversation's definitely there to be had. I don't think Xbox will be worried because they've got a 31 million head start, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I also think there's a difference between Xbox putting their first-party games on Game Pass than Sony putting their first-party games on whatever their Game Pass service would be.
Yeah.
Just because right now, from a user base, there's a different expectations from those games. And I don't think it would be... I don't think it would be the smartest move for Sony to do it right now, right? In a service that you don't know if it's going to be super successful to put your first-party games, especially when they sell as much as they do.
Yeah,
But-
it's a hard one, right? Because I just think if you treat it second rate, then it's going to get treated. PlayStation Now is pretty much their Game Pass. It's their Game Pass version they have right now. It was just so packaged poorly, priced atrociously, and didn't let you download games. That's all the difference was. Is it come down to marketing? So now they're going to rebrand PlayStation Now. That's probably going to die. They're going to say you can stream games, you can download the game. It's pretty much what they have already. They're just going to repackage it, and I think there has to be the conversation of when do these first party games go in. That's where the conversation is. Is it 6 months later? Okay, I guess that's not terrible for PlayStation, but I don't even see it being that. Like, I don't see them putting in they've got Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, right, coming out for the PS5, graphics updates, all this stuff. That's not going to go in Game Pass, where with Xbox, they just put out an update and they still do the big promo for it and stuff, but they just go, and it's all free. And as soon as you heard that word free, which, again, bane of my existence, I don't believe in it being free, but in a marketing employ, that's what it is to people.
Yeah.
Oh, I already paid for this service, and I'm not paying any extra compared to your competitor who's going to say, even right now with like, I think it's like Final Fantasy, finally, you can upgrade the version that you got through PlayStation Plus. It's like so too much. It's too much information for someone to understand that they end up going, I'll either wait or I won't bother or I'll pick it up on somewhere else. It needs to just be very easy to understand. Xbox Game Pass is easy to understand. Pay $13.99 if you want Ultimate, pay $7.99 or whatever it is for just console, and play all the games we put out in Game Pass, plus the third parties that we sign. Speaking of that, there was an article that came out the other day that I saw, which was like, I think there's 31 games confirmed for Game Pass in 2022. That is crazy. You're talking games like the new Playtale game. You're talking about Crusader Kings 3. You're talking about Sniper Elite 5. The list goes on. You've got Redfall, hopefully summer. You've got
Starfield.
You've got Scorn, Starfield. Like games that are already confirmed from some of the biggest and best studios in the world. And that's the problem I think that PlayStation are going to have, where they might be able to get a third party, like an Outriders, right? I think that's a perfect example of like everyone going, oh, I'm playing on Xbox now. Because at the end of the day, to them, it is quote unquote free. I think that conversation will happen more where like someone like myself will go, oh, okay. Yeah, all right, perfect. I will go and play this on PlayStation now because I don't want to pay for it on another platform. Does it have crossplay?
Yeah.
Does it have cross progression? Does it have... That's where PlayStation and Xbox are very different. Xbox have supported it from day one. PlayStation are very much, oh, I'm not sure about this. The kids, we need to save the kids. And yeah, I think it's a weird one. Where are you at, Crash? What do you reckon?
I don't think they'll come day and date. I think that absolutely won't happen. I don't think it's something that Microsoft really has to worry about anytime soon. I think they'll have a leg up I think for Sony, all they really have to aim to do is have enough games on there that'll interest people that they'd be willing to go into the ecosystem, right? And start supporting it. And then from there, like they can evolve and grow it however they want. I think ultimately, like if this does end up coming back out and it's reasonably priced, I think that's the big thing concerning Sony. I think overall it's a win for gaming in general, right? I think these services are good for gaming. But like with Sony, it's just such a toss up in the air on how are they going to market it, what's the pricing going to be, and it's supposed to be like a tiered service, and the base service is supposed to be just PlayStation Plus, and there's supposed to be a service where it's PS5 games, and there's supposed to be a service that's backwards compatible games, right? And it's like that's just you're going to Nintendo territory where everybody hates that about Nintendo, right?
To be fair, if they get it right with the backwards compatible stuff, if they have found a way to figure out emulation and the processor issues and all that shit for the PS1, PS2, PS3, that is going to be huge. And that is something that Xbox can't compete with because they don't have the same nostalgia, they don't have the same catalog that the PS1 had. It's the same thing Nintendo are doing right now, where they're drip feeding us with it, but when GameCube games get out there, when we've already got N64, but like when we keep more of those N64 games on the what's the Nintendo Switch Online? Is that what it's called, right? That's how often I turn on my Switch. But when those games start to come and they figure out how to get even Wii games, because there are some really good Wii games out there that are going to bring people in, they have that over Xbox. That is something they have. And that, I don't know if it would get me in for a long period of time, but if you're telling me I can play the original PlayStation version of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, that alone for me, to stop having to jump through the headaches, which is pulling out a PS1 and figuring out where's my HDMI adapter and all this crap, like, yeah, that would probably be worth it for me alone. Imagine Metal Gear Solids, imagine, like, there's so much there.
I think what you said is right, and I think even if they couldn't do PS3 because of the cell processor or whatever they've decided, even if they just got PS1 and 2, I think that would be enough for most people. And even if they decided to drip feed the rest later or whatever, or just skip PS3 entirely, I think not a massive amount of people would be crying about that necessarily. And I think we've touched on it briefly, but I think pricing is a huge deal here. Xbox is willing, or Microsoft is willing to take a hit on pricing. And we've seen that time and time again. And I think, I can almost guarantee everybody listening to this podcast who's in that sort of top 1% of Xbox fandom is not paying full price for Game Pass every month. They are finding trials, they are doing promotions, they are upgrading their live gold or whatever it is. And they're willing to jump through those little hoops to save themselves $5, $6, $7 dollars, whatever, a month. And I think Xbox are willing to bite that for now. Maybe they're only willing to do that until they see PlayStation come out with something as well, and they can still undercut PlayStation, because I still think they will. I think whatever this service is, it's going to be expensive and it's going to shock people.
How much do you reckon, out of interest?
What's Netflix? Well, a Spotify family plan is $17.99.
14. Oh, is it? You're right. Two people's 14. You're right.
Yeah, two people's 14. A family plan is 17.
What was you gonna say?
I could see it being 15 quid a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for like, how much is PlayStation Plus a month?
$7.99, £60 for the year.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like 15 for the base version. That's
they're
not
doing PC either, or they might. That whole brings in a whole.
I wouldn't be surprised if
right?
they do PC at some point, because Sony is also moving more towards PC, which I think is a smart move for them. I really wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line, I don't think it'll come with PC, but they already have like remote play for PC and stuff like that as well, if I'm not mistaken.
They started putting games out on Steam. Finally.
That as well.
No, I think you're right. That's when this whole conversation's done. I don't care what anybody says. I've been wrong before about PCs, and I was very much console. Crash knows, and I've slowly moved to PC. Obviously, I've still got my consoles, as obviously I still talk about them regularly. But if PlayStation moved to PC as well, it's done out here. Everyone needs to get a PC at that point, and we can get over this bloody stupid wars. We can get over because it just doesn't matter then.
It's never gonna end.
I know.
Unfortunately, it's never.
To.
Even if the chance was that like all Xbox games would come to PlayStation, all PlayStation games would come to Xbox, people would still hold that war going on. Like, yeah, well, the games we're putting out are better than the games you guys are putting out.
True.
Yeah, it's still Netflix versus Prime, isn't it? It's even if they do just become services that you stream to your PC or your TV with a smart app or whatever. There is still going to be exclusivity and stuff.
Netflix
what do you
kills
mean?
Prime every single day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. But I think some of that comes back to what you were saying earlier about the user interface. I think the user interface on Prime is horrible and cluttered.
Garbage.
And gross.
True.
Yeah,
it's
that
not
is
even
very
It's
true.
the thing we all spoke about, which is it's the whole tier system and all that crap. But they must
you don't
see
know
a
what
huge
you're getting for free.
conversion rate, right? There's a reason behind it. It's like we wanted to watch Matrix yesterday, and it was like $4.99 to rent it or something, and I was just like, nope. Turn it on my Xbox, which has Sky on it. Check the Sky Cinema. Oh, there it is. I'm like, but I bet somebody else who doesn't have 25 different devices to have every single service in the world is just gonna go, I want to watch this film. Here's the $4.99, you scumbags.
Yeah.
It's also you can buy the movie on there. So for some people, it's like I'll buy it and quote unquote own it, right? You don't own it if you buy something off digitally.
You own nothing.
They own it, so they always have the option to go watch it. And I I think that's where something
Until
like
the service
Amazon
shuts down and we lose
until the service
Yeah.
shuts down.
When
That's where
Amazon
something
goes
like
bankrupt.
when Amazon decides to just shut it down because they're like, we're done with this. That's what'll happen.
and they move on to the next thing because they're done.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
we let a company get as big as Amazon and none of us invested? How dumb are we?
Hey.
Oh, look, when Amazon was getting big, I ain't got no money to invest.
I don't have any money now. What are you talking about? But still,
So
I'll find it.
why are we stupid because we don't have money?
I mean, maybe we are stupid because we don't have money. Yeah. To put a bow on this.
Is that?
To put a bow on this, no, I don't think Xbox will be worried. And I don't think the third parties that they will lose out on won't be significant enough to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like Microsoft's getting to the point where like their first parties are becoming heavy hitters, right? So like losing out on some like the third parties that they've gotten, I don't think any of them are really heavy hitters. They're big names to get and like good to get, but I don't think any of those games like post-launch you'd view them as heavy hitters, right?
No, none of them have moved the needle in the industry. Agree. I mean, it took them how long to get Among Us? That's the things that confuse me.
Well, Among Us took forever to come out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, just throw resources like that and get it on the console. God damn it. Let's jump into what's been in our box then, boys. What have you played over the Christmas period? We'll start with you, Crash.
Okay, I have quite the list of games that I've played. I played the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's solid. I like the story. The story, I think the narrative is better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I'm still not huge on the visual character designs, like how they look visually. I'm still not a huge fan of that. But you can actually go in and change all the costumes, so it's like cool. None of the characters are gonna be rocking the original costumes.
I told you that in my preview. If you watched it.
But it's solid. I think the gameplay is sort of the most mundane part for me. Not that it's bad.
No,
it's just nothing special.
Yep.
Right. Like using it really gave me a sort of Final Fantasy VII Remake vibe without ever like really fully hitting that, right? Where you have these characters fighting along with you and like you're making them do abilities. But the cool thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake is you actually switch into those characters and it gives you different combat styles, which I wish they did something like that in this game. I can see why it's not the case because it's very much a Star-Lord game as much as more so than it is a Guardians of the Galaxy game. I think the voice acting is all really good. It's also a really pretty game. It looks really good. I'm playing it on my Series S. I'm sure it looks better on PC and Series X as well. I enjoy it. I could see why it won Narrative of the Year from what I've played so far. I can see why it's on a lot of people's Game of the Year lists, just in light of the landscape of games that have come out this year as well. Anything to add, anybody?
I wanted to say I love the break with
Only that's all I've been playing as well. I've been streaming it to my phone and iPad and different bits and bobs because I've been at my parents' place. And so, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's all the same. I think the gameplay got a little bit more fun for me when I basically stopped shooting people as Star-Lord, and I would just like use the elemental abilities to like freeze or stun and then go in for melee and then like combo with other Guardians and stuff like that. And I think that made the game slightly more fun for me. But I agree, and I'm a massive Marvel nerd and biased, and so any bit of Marvel lore and narrative you can give me, I'm gonna soak it up. And so yeah, I've been really enjoying it. And yeah, it's been working pretty well, streaming it pretty well enough.
Yeah, that's the thing I've learned with stream. I've got my quiche. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. And I play games on it, and I'm like, I don't regret that I have this. I do think it's going to only get a better and better and better experience.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm playing stuff, and I'm like, damn it, it's not exactly how I need it yet. Like, I tried to play Forza on it, and I'm like, I'm doing this game such a huge disservice by even trying to look at any Forza game on this. But yeah, like I was doing, because I do remote play with it as well sometimes.
Yes,
not just
that's what
streaming. Yeah, and I was just like, nah, it's not quite where I need it. Guardians though, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish it. And and Kresh will know, and I've openly admitted this year has been a bad year for me when it comes to beating games. I've played a lot, but not beaten as much as I would have liked. Just life and not time management this year got to me in a way that I just didn't expect. Which going forward, I now know how to sort out. But that's fine. Yeah, and I was just like, Guardians is not one of the games that I go to in my head and go, I have to beat this. I agree with you. The combat is the problem for me, where I'm like, this isn't bad. I still stand by this isn't bad, but it also isn't amazing. And when I just rather play other things, like GTA roleplay, which goes.
You realize that
because the combat
can't be on your game of the year list.
Yeah, I know. Makes me sad. It's in my game of the year. It's my personal game of the year. Definitely GTA roleplay.
What?
Just needing 1,000 mods to make the game good.
Didn't come out this year.
No, I said my personal. My home.
Yeah, no.
At home, like in the.
I just want to point out, people have come in your chat and talked about Game of the Year and been like, my personal, and you're like, that came out 3 years ago. That came out That's a game from 1922.
Maybe I have evolved as a human being, and now I don't judge people.
Respect and I love that about you, Fix, but we wouldn't have the relationship we have if I didn't pull your leg about it. And you know this.
Boring. What else have you been playing? 'Cause you got a lot more.
I've played The Gunk, which dropped. I played like an hour and a half and I stopped. I think that for some people this game will be a great game. It for me is like it's a lot of platforming. It's walking around, exploring.
Yeah, platforming.
No, it's not for me. Playing it was very much so a not me game. So I don't think even if I were to describe it and like what I dislike and all that stuff, I don't think it would be accurate enough to the game.
Fair enough.
For it to be really a valid opinion on the game.
I've got that.
So I don't have much. Yeah, you might like it. I think I definitely think.
So
yeah, I definitely think that people will like it, and there will be a lot of valid reasons to like it. It's just not for me. I played Deedlit. I can't remember the full name of the game. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's on Game Pass. It's Wanderer's Labyrinth or something like that. I can't remember.
Deedlit in the Wonder and Labyrinth.
Yes, that came out on Game Pass. It's a Castlevania type. It reminds me a lot of Symphony of the Night. It's a Metroidvania game. It's not super long. I think it took me like 6 hours and a half to beat.
You beat it?
I beat it. I beat it in like 2 or 3 days. I really like this game. I think it's super solid. It for sure makes my game of the year list somewhere on there. But I like it. I think it's super solid. I recommend if you guys like the Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the Castlevania games in general, not the newer 3D games that came out on the PS3, I think it was, PS3 360 era.
Yeah.
But if you like some of the older ones, I think this is definitely worth checking out if you have Game Pass. I played Hitman 3 also.
Game of the year, baby! Let's go!
Someone's Game of the Year.
You don't like it?
I don't hate it. I don't dislike it.
Wow.
It's a
Where
cool
have you
game.
got to?
I did the second mission.
The best mission ever.
The
Dartmoor?
the funeral mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an okay mission.
I'm heartbroken. I'm
So wait.
heartbroken. I'm heartbroken.
Why is that the best mission ever?
Because it's not a Hitman mission.
It's so fun. To me, it's so fun. I think that's what. If we did like a category where it was like like level of the year, I think that
I would get it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me,
Interesting.
you shaking your head at Matt P? For me, what were you fucking? Were you my brain all of a sudden? What was the problem?
No, and I agree with you. It's a really good game and it's a really good mission. But it is odd that everybody talks about Dartmoor as this incredible mission. It's not. It's just a good detective game inside of Hitman.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But like, if I'm thinking about like what I'm actually like, there's nothing super impressive about the level design. There's nothing super impressive. There's like story stuff that's cool in that mission, like figuring out who, like finding all the clues and whatnot. Like that stuff's all cool. The actual game, like the assassinating the lady and then finding the file and whatnot, like all that stuff's just.
I think again, it's because the way you've described that, yeah. It's just like you assassinate. Like, what about if you didn't assassinate the lady?
I don't know. You cannot assassinate the lady.
You can do anything. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah, and I would say that as well. Actually, like the way that it wants you to play that mission is not a Hitman level, but there are plenty of ways to finish that mission that are Hitman-esque.
I definitely finished the Hitman style.
Like it wants you to go in, like be the detective, solve the mystery, and leave without killing anybody. Really, that's like the way the game wants you to do it.
That's what it wants you to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you can go in and be the photographer and cause a massive electrocution and kill everybody.
I'm going to argue against the game wanting you to do it that way. The reason I'm going to argue is because the game gives you like 3 different story branches for you to choose between.
Yeah.
That you can take either one of those, and then it also gives you the option to do absolutely none of them. If the game wanted you to play it that way, the game would make you play it that way. Where it's like you have to go in, and your objective is not to kill her. Because if you look at the objective list is to eliminate the lady.
True.
Okay, fine. Okay. All I'm saying is, you played the first 2 missions. You've only got 2 more, 3 more.
I think it's 3 more.
It's a very short game. Yeah.
It's short. There are more missions than that, aren't there?
No, it's a very short game. It's a short game from start to finish, but the replayability of going into those missions again and those missions sort of build out themselves. More areas open up and stuff. That's why it's my game of the year. As someone who doesn't like to replay anything, like that was the game for me. I went back and I'm like, I want to find out this, I want to do that, I want to do this. You know, it was big for me, big.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back and I haven't run back through any of the levels yet. So maybe once I start doing that, it'll get more interesting because you can change where you spawn and where you start off and the outfit, which changes what areas you have immediate access to and all that stuff. And it's also one of those games where it's like the more you know about it, the more you can get to more of the interesting bits. Like, like, oh, this person's going to be over here and I can gather information or get a resource or whatever it is I need over there and go somewhere else. And once you start figuring out those maps, they open up a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. For me, the issue I have with Hitman so far is my investment in playing it. I don't know why I'm doing anything because like the story isn't captivating. And I think that's more on me because I didn't play 1 and 2, right? I'm jumping into 3.
I played 1 and 2. I still don't care.
Yeah, so that's the hardest part for me. But like, I think it's solid when I play it. Like, I think the gameplay's fine. I think the stealth is fine. I love the open aspect of all the levels and being able to do what you want. I do like that they have a guided version of like, okay, here's what you can do to follow sort of like a semblance of story for this mission. I do really like that that's there. Although I do not ever want to do what they have me trying to do, because I always get frustrated and I mess it up in some sort of small way. And I'm like, this game's frustrating. I hate this game. I'm not playing it this way anymore. And I'm like, I'm just going to go off. I'm going to kill a million people. I'm going to hide the bodies. I'm going to get caught by a maid, throw something at her face, and go on about my day.
Yeah. Knock her out.
And I think that's all solid. Like, I do think it is a very solid game, and I understand why it's on some people's Game of the Year list. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of me like going back and revisiting it, it ends somewhere on my list. I just, from the way I heard certain people talking about it, and it's not just Fix, I've heard multiple people talking about it in a very high capacity, that I don't know if I necessarily agree with the takes I've heard of the game so far. But nonetheless, I am enjoying it.
That's fair. Matt P, what have you been playing?
Hello. Like I say, pretty much just Guardians, just streaming it to various devices
Do you play
via
games
remote
at Christmas?
Not really. Not. I'm traveling too much. Like I'm coming like sort of between my parents' place and my fiance's parents' place, and so I haven't got the consoles with me. Don't play all that much.
Fair enough. Does your missus play games? She does, right?
She does. I mean, she's only just finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Haley's still
so
finished it.
She's way back.
Chipping away. She's still chipping away.
It broke my heart every time she booted up the PS4 and it sounded like a fucking jet engine taking off in our living room. I'm like, I have Valhalla right there on the PS5. Just play that. Play it.
Play that instead.
It's a better game as well.
Do you not play Odyssey on the PS5?
We had a disc version and we had of the game and then a non-disc version of the console.
That sucks.
That's a lot of rookie mistakes there. A lot of rookie mistakes.
And to be fair, if they put it on sale and it was like 25 quid, I would have just bought it for on the PS5. But they didn't do that, and it was still like 45 quid. So
fair enough. Yeah, I've been playing. I played a bit of It Takes Two, a bit more It Takes Two, with Haley, which was nice. I still think that game probably is going to end up being my game of the year. I've said it since I played the first couple of levels. Now I'm a little bit deeper. I'm still like, yeah, I can see why. It's just there's nothing else out there like it. And it was the same thing that I really enjoyed about The Way Out. Is it Way Out? Way Out? A Way Out?
A Way Out,
A Way Out. Not The Way Out. There's just nothing like it. Like, it's Haze-like Games, I believe, who make that. And I'm just like, I've been playing games now for 20 years plus. And you're always searching for that different experience. At least I am. I'm always searching for a different experience. Like, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. Fortnite done something different, but it's still shooting people in the face at the end of the day. When you get a game like It Takes Two and it flips what gaming is, changing camera angles and telling a somewhat interesting story. Like, yes, games have done all of this before in what it does, but never in the same game and never in a way that it actually makes sense to me. But yeah, go on, Gresh, go on.
I do think one game does a good amount of stuff that It Takes Two does, as far as like the gameplay and changing camera angles and somewhat changing the type of game it is, and that is Nier Automata, where it does go from being like a third-person hack and slash game to also having points where it feels more like a platformer, and they change the angle of the game. And then it also being a twin stick at times. Yeah. It does stuff like that. So I do want to give that game a shout out, just because I know that there are people who absolutely love that game.
Yeah, so. not a game that I would have played, but yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just, it's fun. I get to turn off my brain and enjoy it with Haley, couch co-op. You know, like, I even went to play it on 2 different consoles, because, like, you've got the friend code thing. And I was like, wait, I'm going to see your screen no matter what. Let me come sit over there with you, next to you, and have that feeling again of playing games with a buddy, which Haley is my buddy. She's my best friend. So, like, it was just nice to be able to play. It's an experience like no other for me, personally. But, yeah, I have to beat it before I'll be able to actually definitively say Game of the Year. What else have I been playing? More Halo. Played a bit more Halo story. Still chipping away at it. Now the hype has kind of died down for it. I'm a bit more like, this is so good. This is really good. This is really amazing. I really love this game. But I'm now like, I'll finish it before before we do Game of the Year. But I'm not in a rush to like sprint through it. I still go through, do all the side stuff mainly first, and then get to the main mission, which sometimes I don't even get to a main mission because I'm too busy just leveling, quote unquote, leveling up Master Chief, which is smart. And then multiplayer. I've been playing more multiplayer as well because I won. Did you guys see that I won? I won the Jinx. I did the thing for Jinx where we were doing whoever can get the most kills. I got 89 kills.
Very impressive.
You're frozen, and I love it.
It's the funniest
Don't worry
face.
about it. Don't worry about it, but it's a very cool face. Yeah, so I got 89 kills, and I won. The second person under me got 73. The person under me got, like, something else. Laura, you know Laura, Crash? You know Laura?
Yeah.
She got 14. She's not used to playing mouse and keyboard.
Oh, you guys all played mouse and keyboard.
Crash, I destroyed, bro. I destroyed.
Unfortunate.
Jabbing people in the face. Pow, pow, pow. I was killing them. But yeah.
I'm super proud of you, Fix.
Thank you. But yeah, I've been playing more multiplayer. Playing a little bit more multiplayer here and there. Jump in a game or two every day, Lily. You know, just jump in, play, dip out. It's cool. I enjoy it.
Okay.
Well,
anything else? That's it?
No, I haven't really. You know what else I've been doing.
Do you have a list of the games you need to play before the year's out? Yeah. How much have you gotten to work on that list?
No.
So that means starting today, you're going to start working on that list, yeah?
Yeah. To be... Probably, yeah, actually, because we got to go out anyway, me and H, we got to go out. And then I was like, do I come back and stream GTA Roleplay? Or do I, of course, or do I sit down on the big TV and play either some more Halo or beat It Takes Two with her? So I'm like, maybe I should just get It Takes Two done. So at least that's one off my mind, you know?
Yeah.
Problem is, I don't like sitting on a bed to play games anymore. Makes me feel like a teenage boy, and I'm not a teenage boy anymore for some reason.
Right.
So I like being sat over here, but being sat over here also means very restrictive to H as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like I like being around my 10 monitors and my setup, and I don't like.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard life for me. It's a hard life. Matt, are you okay?
Are you alive?
He
Okay.
died. I knew that was coming. Don't worry.
Oh.
Well, we were gonna say bye. Matt, are you there, Matt? He's dead.
Hello?
Are you okay?
I'm here.
I'm just saying goodbye. We're just doing the outro. Don't worry, bud. Don't worry.
Bye, everybody.
We ain't quite there.
That's
Yeah, I mean, we made it to an hour. I said we weren't going to make it to an hour, but we did. So I'm proud of us. I mean, we've got news, but it's just dead news. We're scraping. We're scraping here. It's Psychonauts 2 team working on multiple projects. Microsoft admits its handling of Lionhead's studio was a misstep, obviously. Ubisoft announces a Splinter Cell remake, which, again, weirdest way to announce a Splinter Cell remake. Weirdest. They must have got an email saying we're leaking this.
I think that they just needed some good news and PR for themselves.
Well, after the NFT debacle.
After everything.
Everything? That's fair.
They've had a rightfully poor year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't even argue. Yeah.
You could be right, though, because there was no fanfare and people have been asking for this forever. And so, like, maybe they did get word it was going to get leaked.
Or they knew if they announced a remake at an E3 or something, people were going to be even more angry. It's like, this is not a brand new game. I don't think so, no. But
no,
I don't know. It just seems weird. The way it came out was just like, I saw an article pop up. I was just like,
yeah,
is that it? Is what we've been waiting years for something Splinter Cell, and instead of waiting for a Xbox conference, a PlayStation conference, a Switch conference, I don't care. Like, you've just decided to go, yep, we're doing it.
I think you partly hit the nail on the head with it being the NFT thing, because that definitely feels like that's what this is in response to. You guys hate us right now, but we're making a Splinter Cell remake. Yeah. I'll be honest, like, I've made the prediction for a Splinter Cell game for so long at this point. I don't know if I care anymore.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I don't know what they're going to do to the game. Like, they're going to add something to the game, I have a feeling.
NFTs.
And it's just going to be something I don't want.
Are we against NFTs?
No, NFTs aren't a problem.
I'm not against NFTs personally.
I agree.
I think Ubisoft monetizing NFTs when people aren't sure what NFTs are is kind of a problem, because there was the whole Stalker 2 doing NFTs and they pulled out of that because there was this huge backlash. Yeah, and I don't think I don't think they're a smaller studio. I don't think there's a problem with them having NFTs. I don't think there's a problem with NFTs once people really understand what an NFT is. But the problem is right now people don't, and you can just throw an NFT and be like, it's super exclusive. Like, I could download an NFT PNG if I wanted to. Like, that's nothing stopping me from doing that. I can have a copy of that picture. It's not an NFT, but I can have that exact image, right?
Yeah, but man,
NFTs
this could be
different.
A whole podcast. But this could be a whole podcast.
I understand that
Maybe
NFTs
we'll do it.
different. But I think people don't fully understand what an NFT is.
100%.
I don't fully understand what it is. Yeah. But, Crash, you know who I trust?
Who?
I trust Gary V. And Gary V
I don't.
is full of NFTs.
The way Gary V's pushing for this one, I do not trust Gary V on this one.
Did you hear what he did? He got like all of the millionaires in a room, in like a Discord together, and then was like, everyone needs to go bullish on NFTs. If you get 30 of the richest people in the world to buy into something, of course the rest of the world is going to go, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Crash though. That was a bit sinister of like, everybody here needs to buy CryptoPunks, right? And then Logan Paul went and bought like 8 CryptoPunks or something.
Yeah.
CryptoPunks became this huge thing. And then Gary Vee launches his own NFT line that are very different, right? Like what we're talking about of people not understanding what NFTs are. Gary Vee's NFTs are like tickets to real life events and conferences with him and phone calls with him.
Yeah.
And so like they hold this intrinsic value in that sense.
They hold value.
Now, what is interesting is him sort of saying like, oh, you could sell them on and make more money later if you don't care about me in 5 years' time. What happens when Gary Vee dies? Then they're all of a sudden worthless, right? And that's like an interesting... Anyway, we could talk about this forever, I'm sure. But I think you're right.
Are they, though?
Yes and no.
It depends how they evolve.
Let's move this back to gaming, because we're going to lose people.
Okay.
Sure.
Do NFTs hold a place in the gaming space?
Yes.
I think yes.
You've already done it if you bought a Fortnite skin.
I agree.
Or a Battle
Pass. An
Pass.
exclusive Fortnite skin just to 10 people. That's what an NFT is, right?
They'll never do that.
An NFT is exclusive to one person. No, if they do NFTs, that's what it's going to be. NFT is. It's an exclusive to one person. The problem with it is... Go ahead, Matt. You really want to say something? Go ahead.
No, it doesn't have to be. Like Gary Vee has, all these NFTs. There are, this is one of 10,000. So they're limited.
Yeah.
They're limited, yeah.
But you could make them unlimited. You could do 1 in a billion if you wanted, and then you've got a billion Fortnite skins out there. And
that's a problem, yeah.
But my point is, they're already doing it. They're just not called NFTs.
True.
Okay.
And so, and they're even kind of worse in a sense because they're just aesthetic.
Yeah,
but social currency.
If I could sell that on, though, to me, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and CSGO kind of has that, right?
Well, this is CSGO, but the problem is CSGO had a big fiasco. Is the problem?
Sure. CSGO had a big fiasco, and so if you remember, it's somewhat similar also to because some games have done it. The loot you get is all NFT based, and every piece is exclusive. And a game that lets you have an auction house way back when it launched was Diablo 3. Diablo 3.
Yeah.
That was a whole big problem, right? Because once you add actual money value to things, especially something that's digital, especially something where people could get quote unquote scammed just because they don't fully understand it, it becomes an issue, right? And that's where you can have governments start stepping in and all this stuff. It's like,
sure,
you have to watch what you do, and I don't think Ubisoft's the one to watch what they do and be conscious
I agree
of
with. I agree with.
Yeah.
But who is the problem?
Well, also we're in this place where people, like you say, don't know what NFTs are, and there's a lot of people making a lot of money and a lot of people losing a lot of money in that NFT space, and because people don't fully understand what it is, a lot of people are falling victim to that. And yeah, you're right. Whoever does this first, it's like loot boxes, like back in the day, where nobody really fully understood what it was, and then more and more companies start doing it, and some people get it right, some people get it wrong, and we've Star Wars Battlefront 2 and it eventually evens out. But
the part that scares me as a I keep calling my family Christmas was very much I'm a E-lister at the moment. I'm an E-lister right now because I'm in this very weird space, right, where I'm absolute nobody. Yeah, I get invited to things that are around a bunch of somebodies. Like 1 minute I'm walking the red carpet with Little Mix, next minute it's just weird. It's very, very weird. The one thing that worries me about this space when it comes to NFTs, Ubisoft included, all these, is influencers. Because I'm scared of we only are giving out 150 of these, but we're going to give it to the top 25 influencers around the world. Let's say it's 1,000, because we're giving 10 in each of the top countries. There's 10 in the US, and let's say I get one. Does that, and then it becomes intrinsic value. It's like, that just seems weird. And then I'm me or whoever the influencer is, we're a bad person for using that skin, weapon, badge, blah, 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 blah. Like, because it's just been given to us.
I have a question. So you know how you get your press packages?
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes the press packages have exclusive content in them?
The same thing.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't. Wait, no, but like what?
If let's
Like
say
the
you
Master
get
Chief helmet.
No, but that's not exclusive. You can buy that.
Not that one.
Yeah, I haven't got the special one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, okay. But something like that.
For
then.
the people who get the special one, is it then wrong for them to use that and like have it as a decoration piece or whatever it is? Is it wrong for them to do that? I don't think
it
it
wrong
is.
for them to sell it?
No. Yes.
I don't think it is.
The sell part, I still have all this fucking shit. Why do I have all this shit? Because to me, it feels very weird for me to then go on eBay and be like, I have this Halo collected edition, blah, blah, blah. Who would like to buy it when I just got it given to me for free? How scummy is that?
I think selling it in that sense scummy, but I think selling it in like 10 years when it's a collector's item or whatever.
Different.
That's different.
Totally
that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like, yeah. I know it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, no, you're right. I get
what I was going to say is it's no difference really to the one that springs to mind is when Motorola brought the Razr phone back in 2020 and it was a foldable phone. Kim Kardashian was their kind of a big celebrity. They had in all the ads. Yeah. And it's no different. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about that phone, but they gave her the phone and said, you have to use this now. They probably had a contract saying you have to use this now for 18 months in case anybody sees you hanging around with it. And
that I understand, because there's intrinsic value of, like, I'm talking about me, little MC Fixer. Ubisoft come along, they send me a code, and they say this is 150 people have got this, yeah? And then all the fans want it of the latest Far Cry game. And it's, I don't bloody know, some knife, because knives are a big thing in video games that use your exclusive.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like a dickhead for having that. Because I'm like, well, I'm nobody. Is that just a me thing, though?
I think that's just a you thing. Like, I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
Because it is sort of like, people would come into your chat and onto your videos and whatever and be like, oh, look at you. You're just being like, it's snobby.
You're showing it off because it's like...
Yeah, but I don't think that's what it is. Because, like, you also would get that because you have a good relationship with the company.
100%.
That's also marketing for the company.
100%.
It's like, here's this cool thing.
It works both ways. I understand that part of it, but my thing scares me. Probably in the gaming space are never going to be worth... The numbers we're talking about in NFTs right now are to jump in $250,000 for a punk and this and that. And I'm like, could you imagine if, like, this skin or this knife or this gun or this whatever gets handed to an influencer and then they're worth $250,000?
Right.
How wild would that be?
Yeah.
That would scare the shit out of me.
But I don't think that would happen, because you have to remember, like, the only way that would ever happen is a game has to have a longevity that lasts a really long time.
But this is what we're saying, though, right? Like, okay, Ubisoft are not the company to do this. So, are Epic?
Oh, I don't think any big company should be the first one to jump into it.
But then the Stalker 2 company that were gonna do it, I don't know the full
they got bullied out of it.
But they got bullied. They got scared. They got bullied out of it.
Yeah.
Which they could have had something
I
that
agree.
was really cool for their hardcore, for people who played Stalker 1. And if you went in and you did something and you had a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting this skull.
Yeah.
I don't know the game too well. This skull, and like they got bullied out of it. So who is the right person to come in and go, this is how you do it, and then we're gonna make that the industry standard?
Yeah.
I think it has to be a fresh game. I think it has to be the next Fortnite, and it can't be Fortnite.
I think it has to be a fresh game. I also think it can't be from a big studio. I think it's weird because if you think about it, some games already technically kind of do NFTs, and the idea of the exclusivity department, because like I know World of Warcraft has a whole bunch of like achievements and titles and stuff like that you can get for like being the first to accomplish something, and then nobody can ever get that again, right? So in that sense, if an NFT is so if an NFT is something that's exclusive and like exists in the game, it's cool. Once you add monetary value outside of the game, that's where no matter what the company doing it, it becomes very murky. So even if Stalker 2 were to do it, if you can trade it with other people, it becomes this murky area. But once you give something like that to a company like a Ubisoft, like a Blizzard, or whatever company you want to look at,
Look,
EA,
can you imagine EA with FIFA and NFTs? Oh my god!
Pete, you're gonna say EA's the one, Matt? Ubisoft's as bad as EA. I don't think like singling out EA
No, I'm talking specifically FIFA, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of as well.
Okay.
FIFA,
like the Ultimate Team is already set up for it. Like,
yeah,
it's almost
Cristiano
borderline
Ronaldo with
like
a fucking mohawk NFT. Like, bro,
no.
Like, people were already paying for cards on eBay and getting scammed, like you were saying. Like back in the day, they had to get rid of all that.
And that's what I was going to say about World of Warcraft as well. Like you get that whatever achievement, you get that little notification that says that you're the guy who did this first. There's nothing to stop you selling that account on eBay, and people used to do it in like RuneScape and stuff all the time, right? And so yeah, it's not like the company setting up an NFT. The difference is that the company can say in the NFT contract, we get 10% of the resale. So if you sold your account on eBay, you'd get 100% of that. Whereas this would be
are we against that?
Well, selling accounts usually is against terms of service.
No, I'm not about that. Sorry, I'm about the company getting 10% of the resale if you have an exclusive skin. Are we against that or not?
No,
I'm not.
No. It's a weird one because right now I'm just going and I'm thinking about it from the perspective of the person who actually makes whatever exclusive content that is. And like, yeah, EA will get anything. Yeah, EA or Ubisoft or whatever will be getting that 10%. They're sure, like EA and Ubisoft or whoever it is would be doing nothing contractually wrong, nothing illegal, nothing. But there's a moral question to be had there of whoever like actually designs it and works on that skin. Should they be getting like, even if it's like a 0.25% or 1% or whatever it is?
EA get but hard. It's so hard.
Yeah, so that's like, it's a lot of logistics like that sort of have to also get cleared up, and it's like, I don't think that ever like. Companies will screw out the creators every time they can. So I don't think
100%. And the reason I say yes, I'm okay with it is because when you scale that down to MC Fixer releasing his latest album, and instead of pre-ordering it, you buy his NFT, which means you've pre-ordered all of his albums for his entire career. And if you want to resell that after he's become super famous and had a Christmas #1, then all of a sudden the value's gone up, but Fixer gets an extra 10% on it.
I got approached by loads of people like who can make them and stuff. It was like, oh, do you want to make an NFT? And I'm like, no.
It could replace Patreon.
But no, it couldn't.
It could.
No, it couldn't because it couldn't. It just does. It couldn't. I can't. No. Because again, I don't understand it. Patreon, I understand. You pay.
I'm
not
saying you should replace your Patreon with it. No, I'm saying
I understand what you're saying, but it's just a weird one where like. Are we going to see these not even big YouTubers? Forget about the Logan Pauls, the KSIs, the medium-sized YouTubers go, this is my time to cash in.
You will.
Yeah, I think you're right.
definitely.
Yeah, you will. And the sad thing about it is a lot of people I feel like that are doing it aren't going to be doing it from the perspective of like, oh, this is something cool and I just want to like be a part of it. It's going to be like, I want to get as much money from my community as I can right now.
Dude, I looked into them. There's a Disney one right now. There's this one called V or something. Bro, I said to Haley, I said, give me £1,000. She was like, why? I'm like, I'm going to try and buy there's a Spider-Man comics thing. And I was like, but I'm buying this to sell it. I don't want this. I just want to, and that's where it comes a problem. Because really, all I want to do in my head, and I don't mean it to sound the way it's going to sound, is rip somebody else off. Someone explained it to me of like, all an NFT is right now is you getting ripped off and hoping you can rip somebody else off quicker and for more money. And I'm like,
definitely. That's a lot of it,
That sucks.
That's the kind of the problem, because I don't think there's inherently a problem with NFTs and what they are. Because like if you think about it, like an NFT is very similar to like a painting, right? You buy the original, people make copies and sell 100%. Copies of it, right? Whatever, right? That I think is absolutely fine. And some people add more value to like what Gary Vee does, and if you were to add all your future albums or whatever it is to them, like some people add more to it, right?
You're
I think that's
like one
all
whole
cool.
album from me. One whole album.
But then you have people who are like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go into what is the one that people use to make NFTs all the time?
The monkey.
GIMP, is it GIMP?
The chimp.
There's a program.
Oh, there's a program.
There's a program. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the program, but they go into it. It takes them literally 30 seconds to make something, and they're like, here's my NFT. And it's like, that's somebody just cashing in, hoping to sell big, and then that person will sell it to somebody else and just keep going. Yeah, and it's like, that's where NFTs are really.
I almost bought a turtle the other day.
Don't buy NFTs.
It was $30.
If the reason you're buying your NFT is to make it your Twitter profile picture, don't do it.
Or to make.
Also, this is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. But anyway, but we are all in agreement that we are okay with NFTs coming in the gaming space.
If done
the first few iterations of it are going to be dark and mean.
Murky.
Well, there's already been iterations of NFTs in gaming.
Sure.
It's just
don't start. I'm wrapping up.
Games.
Don't you dare.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Apologize.
Don't do it, okay? Don't bring us back around. I'm sure people are going to be listening to this going, what the hell are they talking about? I drive a truck from one end of the world to the other. I don't care about NFTs. Leave me alone.
You can find out in 2022 when my Xbox and me launch its first NFT. And if you buy it, you get my PlayStation and me. How good is that?
Really, my PlayStation and me, you have to own an NFT to listen to.
I'm just saying.
You get Fix an idea.
One of one. It's the only podcast with one listener.
One listener, yeah, but if he pays like £1 million for it, it'd be worth it.
Hey.
He's going to pay for $5. He's going to be like, wow, this podcast isn't even that good. I'm going to sell it for $2.
I'm making a lot on this crap. Price. Anyway, let's plug and get ourselves out of here. Chris, what you got to plug this week?
The My Xbox and Me Twitter page. We're going to start doing polls for the Game of the Year list starting in the new year.
Yes.
We still have to exactly figure out what we're going to be doing, but look for them. Hopefully starting January 1st, we're going to start putting out polls just sort of to get an idea of the communities. If you guys want, Fix, you had mentioned them sending in videos to the email.
I would love it. My Xbox and Me podcast at gmail.com. If you are comfortable, send in a video of yourself, just introducing yourself, you know, hi, I'm Timothy, Tim, and I like listening to the podcast, blah, blah, blah. My game of the year is blah, blah, blah. If you were comfortable doing that on camera, I don't care if you shot on your iPhone, on your GoPro, on your mum's Nokia 3210. I don't give a crap about the quality of it. I just want to see you guys and put you on the podcast. You guys are listening to us all year round, talk about so much crap that doesn't matter half the time. If you've made it to the end of this podcast, especially, you made it from NFTs. So yeah, you're a real one. So yeah, I would love it. I would love it if you would be willing to participate with us. If you're not comfortable in doing so, I totally understand. But yeah, my Xbox and Me podcast at gmail.com. Send them through. Just literally name, little bit at the front, and my game of the year is, and we will put you on the podcast. We love hearing from you guys. We do. It brightens up my day every time, every single time.
And if you've got a slightly more obscure pick, and you get those in early, maybe we'll play them. because I feel like I've been missing some stuff, and so I need to bolster out my list.
Some original cookie. You put it in the YouTube again.
YouTube comments.
Forgotten City will be played by the end of the year.
Know.
I got another 2 years another 2 years, another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks to play that. That is on the list. I will play that.
Forgotten City. Yeah.
If we don't play Forgotten City, we are literally the worst podcast.
We're losing. We're losing a dedicated listener.
Yes, we are. But yeah, man. Matt, anything to plug?
No. Go rate us on Spotify. Do it. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you.
Check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/mcfixer. I'm doing 8 hours a day, literally every day of the week at the moment, playing GTA Roleplay. I've been putting out music in GTA Roleplay, which will soon be on Spotify, which is weird because, again, I got out of the music game nearly 10 years ago, so now I'll be playing GTA Roleplay to be back in. Very strange, but it's really fun. I really enjoyed doing it. We've had it's the one piece of content that, though it doesn't always do crazy numbers, people are super, super, super invested. And I'm getting comments about it. I'm getting tweets about it. I'm getting lots of different stuff. So come and give it a try. You may listen to me talk about it and go, this sounds weird. When you watch it and you actually get involved, it's on another level. It's on another level. Chris, did you enjoy my stream the other day? He ain't got a clue what's going on.
You're talking. I know what's going on. You're talking about GTA roleplay. Doing music.
I meant in the game. I meant in the game you were watching.
Oh, you were racing. You were doing racing.
First time
racing. Yeah, I saw you fall out of a windshield.
I didn't put my seatbelt on.
I didn't put a seatbelt on.
I forgot.
Is that an actual thing in GTA roleplay?
Dude, you don't understand. It's real life. Petrol.
You need to pay rent. You need
No, you have to buy an apartment. You don't pay rent, but technically you could, because I was going to move on. This is too much. Until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later.
Matt.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.